Marcus Aurelius Zuckerberg, or just Mark Zuckerberg for the uninitiated. He isn't just one of the richest people on the face of the earth, he's also one of the most popular. He's a co-founder, chairman, and CEO of Facebook, plus he had a movie everyone can't stop referencing made about him. You know the movie. Also, finding himself on the news now and then has certainly boosted his popularity. Even though by now pretty much everyone and their mother knows him for his achievements in tech when it comes to personal information like where he lives or the properties he owns, Mark likes to keep it low-key. An amazing feat as he has managed to purchase 10 properties across 4 different states. He's purchased so many properties for different reasons, ranging from ensuring his privacy to protecting the beauty of nature. So strap on as we explore Mark Zuckerberg's millions of dollars worth of property. Palo Alto Properties, $50 million. Probably the most modest of the properties on this list, well, modest by billionaire standards at least. Mark Zuckerberg's main residence is his home in Palo Alto, located in one of the most prestigious areas the city has to offer, called Crescent Park. He doesn't just have one home there, though. Over time, he purchased 4 other properties in Palo Alto, all adjacent to each other, really planting his roots in the city. Or maybe he did that when he founded Facebook headquarters in Menlo Park, placing Mark's home just a hop, skip, and a 10-minute drive away from work. How convenient. Zuckerberg purchased his first property, aka his current home, back in 2011 for $7 million, which is relatively low compared to the entire plantations he's purchased, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. So, what can a price tag like that get you in Palo Alto, California, a city with 26% higher than the national average in housing expenses? Well, the home has an expanse of 5,617 square feet. It comes with 5 bedrooms and 5 bathrooms, ample amounts of space for Mark, his wife Priscilla Chan, and his 2 daughters. There won't be any banging on the toilet door by 7 a.m., that's for sure. The inside of the home is one of the coziest billionaire homes you're going to find. The living room, the dining rooms, and the kitchen with its breakfast bar are all warm and inviting enough to have you contemplating starting your own family. Zuckerberg has a tendency to purchase surrounding properties to ensure his privacy. In 2012, he spent more than $43 million to acquire 4 homes surrounding his Palo Alto residence and planned to tear them down, turning the entire area into a massive compound, a move that didn't sit well with city officials. His plan was ultimately rejected. Lake Tahoe Estates, $59 million. Back in 2019, when Zuckerberg was worth a measly $63 billion, he somehow managed to scrape together the funds necessary to purchase not 1, but 2 adjacent properties in Lake Tahoe, which is the largest alpine lake in North America, full of tourist attractions and not coincidentally the home of a few billionaires like Larry Ellison and David Duffield. The first of the 2 properties he purchased in Lake Tahoe is called the Carousel Estate, which he purchased for $25 million. It's a Tudor-style house, meaning it looks like the stunning architecture employed during the 15th and 16th centuries. But as you hopefully guessed, the house itself is nowhere near that old. The Carousel Estate was built in the 1920s and has played host to some of the most influential figures in the area. Located on the most desirable street around the lake, the outside of the estate alone is enough to sell you on the place. And what lakefront property is complete without a pier? The Carousel Estate comes with a state-of-the-art pier designed to hold 7 50-foot yachts. So next time you Airbnb a lakefront destination and it doesn't come with a 50-foot yacht, or at the very least gives you the option to park one, I think we both know exactly how many stars you're leaving. The home has 14 bedrooms and 11.5 bathrooms, 3 bedrooms and 1 bathroom of which is part of the separate detached caretaker's quarters, and it comes with a 2-car garage. If you think that's impressive, the Carousel Estate is the smaller of the 2. The other property is known as the Brushwood Estate, which is bigger not just in size but in cost as well. It was put on the market with a whopping $45 million asking price. So what drew Mark Zuckerberg to this estate? Is it the 6.2 acres of lakefront property? Is it the fact that it's right next door to the Carousel Estate? Or is it just because Brushwood sounds like the setup to a dirty joke? Let's find out. In 2017, the Brushwood Estate found itself on the market with a massive asking price and a dream. This was no ordinary estate. It's storied, dating all the way back to the 1920s. It's seen some ups and downs over the decades. It was even recently used to host the annual Oscar de la Renta fashion show. Other than a rich history, what else does this estate have to offer? Well, about 400 feet of private waterfront to start. This 6.2-acre lakefront estate comes with 3 buildings. The main building that comprises 6,954 square feet of living space, and the 2 guest homes with 2,500 and 1,530 square feet of living space each, which really gives a whole new meaning to the phrase "Mi casa es su casa." The main building alone has 6 bedrooms, 5 full bathrooms, and 2 powder rooms. There won't be any couch surfing when guests come over, that's for sure. San Francisco townhouse, $11.6 million. Back in 2013, Mark Zuckerberg decided to expand his burgeoning real estate portfolio and headed off to San Francisco to buy himself a townhouse. Located between the Noe Valley and the Mission District neighborhoods, which is not exactly the fanciest of neighborhoods, having been described as gritty and not exactly the kind of place you'd find a person of his status. The property clearly won Mark's heart as he gladly shelled out $10 million for it and was happy to put down a further $1.6 million for the renovation of the place. So, what's to love about this property? The house dates all the way back to 1928, making it another one of his properties from almost 100 years ago. But strangely enough, not the oldest bit of real estate he owns. That one's coming next. The house is 5,500 square feet and is sat on a 9,800 square foot lot with 70 square feet of sidewalk frontage, aka one hell of a townhouse. And if all that wasn't good enough, Zuckerberg was sure to elevate it to billionaire standard. The injection of $1.6 million and 17 months of renovation saw to that. Some of the changes to the property included the addition of a new media room, a first-floor office, a mud room, a wine room, a wet bar, a remodel to the kitchen and bathroom that cost $65,000, and a greenhouse that cost $60,000. All that plus a remodel to the second and third floor that cost about $800,000. Oh, and I forgot to mention, he also added a basement garage, and it comes with a turntable bed that spins around to let cars get in and out. Because why build a bigger garage when you can simply flex on anyone parking their cars? Hawaii properties, $160 million. Back in 2014, when Zuckerberg hadn't even cracked the centillionaire level, he had a big wallet and some big plans. He decided to make a big splash and figured where better to do it than the Pacific Ocean. So he put down a lot of cash for some land on a Hawaiian island called Kauai. This insane purchase was for 750 acres of land on an isolated stretch of Hawaiian beach. 3 years later, he purchased another 89 acres of land for over $45 million. But Mark wasn't done with the island yet. He paid $49.8 million for an 89.2% stake in Fila Beach, which has 393 acres of isolated oceanfront. Zuckerberg then purchased the Kahuaina Plantation, a sugar plantation adjacent to the beach, which reportedly cost $66 million. A pretty reasonable price. After all, the plantation is 375 acres. It includes 2,500 feet of white sand beach, and it comes with a whole host of crops, including turmeric, papaya, and ginger, as well as animals like goats and turtles. Yeah, I'm starting to see why people fought wars over these plantations. But even that wasn't a big enough splash for Zuckerberg. In 2017, he spent a further $45 million on more land in Hawaii, 2 parcels of land to be exact, bringing his total to a whopping $160 million. But surprise, surprise, purchasing massive swaths of land abroad came with a bit of controversy and criticism. Zuckerberg planned to build a 6,100 square foot 2-bedroom house with a 16-bay garage complex and a ranch administration building. But when he began building the large 6-foot-tall walls that would surround his property, the locals weren't very into the idea of the beautiful scenery being obstructed. Believe it or not, after putting down about $250 million purchasing properties all around the United States, Mark Zuckerberg isn't just financially stable, he's wealthier than ever. Shocking, I know. So, what do you think about Zuckerberg's estate? Do you prefer the understated style of Palo Alto, or would you like to live out your days on a secluded beach? Please tell us in the comments below. Maybe Mark is watching and he'll cut you a deal. If you enjoyed this video, do leave us a like and check out the King Luxury channel for more videos all about luxury. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.